Hello everybody. I'm standing over here by the barn that I'm tearing down. I'm picking up boards and stacking them inside the alleyway because possible chance of rain. I don't want them getting rained on and making them warp any worse than they already are. And the DNR are doing a control burn, as you can see. That's across the road from my house, across the highway. There's a creek that runs down through there, and that's a wildflower field. They burned it off the year before last, and then this field right here where I'm standing was burned off last year, which it needs burn off again. But they're burning it there, and as you can see, there's fire over here. I'll get down to the road and see if I can get a better shot. I'm recording this on my cell phone. My GoPro's back at the house. So using my cell phone don't do much justice to it. But that fire's burning pretty good. I can't zoom in on this with this camera. Or if I can, I don't know how. Flames are a lot bigger than what they look. I'll get across the highway, try and get a better shot. Sorry about the shakiness of the camera. That field right over there, the fire is going to come this way down to this creek line and come across. It's smoky out in there, but it hasn't burnt out in that area. It's working this way. One of the DNR guys were just walking down along this bank just a minute ago and lit that on fire. It's so dry. It just took off like crazy, and we got a good breeze. The breeze is out of the northeast, so it's blowing to the southwest, the smoke. Almost to the south. So anyways, thought I'd show you this burn. Nice fire. I think they burned that off to control the trees, those little small trees that come up through there. We got a lot of elm trees. That's what a lot of these are right here. Chinese elm or Dutch elm, or I don't know what they call it, some kind of elms, but they're invasive. They just take over like crazy. So that's the purpose of burning that off. Hopefully there ain't any pheasant out in there. There's pheasant here on this side of the road lots of times, and they're over here behind that barn. There's a field, and I see a lot of pheasant out there. Just all smoky. I'm going to take you down by a couple other buildings they have down here on the property. I'm going to tell you about them. So I'm going to shut this off and I'll start it up when I get back down there. Okay, here's one of the buildings I'm talking about that I wanted to talk about. It's a big, long, pull type shed. And of course you see it's got corrugated tin on the roof and on the end. This is public hunting ground that this building's sitting on. They purchased this farm here about a year ago. They purchased the north side where the barn's at a couple years ago, and then they bought this about a year ago. But this barn here is free for the taking. Once I get the barn torn down, I'm getting a permit for this one, and I'm going to be tearing it down. What I like about this building is all that corrugated tin, and it's got all that rust on it, that patina. I call it patina, and it's got a lot of it. A lot of people are remodeling their basements, or even sometimes in their houses, making it rustic looking. They'll put that on their wall, sometimes up on the ceiling and stuff. Well, I'm gonna save all that tin, because that's what I'm gonna do. Not so much in my house. I might do a little in my kitchen. We talked about that, but maybe some in my kitchen. But other than that, I'm gonna build a cabin, I think, with some of that lumber from the barn, and I'm gonna be putting some of that in it. Of course, I'm gonna have that barn wood and this tin, and it'll be real rustic looking. The second building I want to talk about is that metal building behind. That's a Morton building. It's a brand. A lot of you probably heard of Morton. They're really expensive. That building's 36 feet wide and 45 feet long. And I talked to the DNR about that and was wanting to get it. He said there's several people interested in it, so I'm not going to get that one for free. He's going to put it up for bid, take sealed bids on it. He was going to post it in the paper last July, and by last July he planned on having it posted in the paper, taking sealed bids on it, and didn't get it done. And so he said he's hoping to get it done by this July, get listed in the paper so people can bid on it. Well, an acquaintance of mine, I guess, I don't know, really call him a friend. I don't hang out and do a lot of stuff with him. I used to work with him. We used to drive to work together. But anyhow, he's thinking he's going to get it. He's going to put a bid in on it. He had asked the DNR about it last year, and then so did I. And that's when he told me there were several people wanting to buy it. So he's going to put it in paper for bids. This thing's got like about 16-foot walls, 15 or 16-foot walls. 2 big sliding doors. Like I said, it's 36 feet wide and 45 feet long. I think this building new cost you right at $60,000. I might be a little high, but I don't think so. I think it's pretty close to that. Probably cost you right at $60,000 for them to erect it, which is the only way they do. They don't sell kits, they erect them for you, and that's the cost. That's without concrete floor in it. This just has a dirt floor. There's no concrete in it. But I'm going to put a bid in on that too. Try and get that. But like I said, I'm going to get this building for free, and I already have that barn across the road that I'm working on. I get all that lumber for free. I could probably get this shed here too. When I clean up this shed here, there's some tires in there with steel wheels, which I'll be able to get rid of them at the salvage yard, but there's a mess of iron there. There's a big steel tank behind that shed that I could get. There's some old wire fencing that I could get. And back around the corner of this Morton building, there's 2 big old fuel tanks and the fuel tank stands that I could get for iron too. So not only getting all this material out of these buildings, I'll be getting some scrap metal and make a little money that way also. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'll let you go. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget I love you. Bye.